All this work that we're doing, brothers, for this ministry, eventually is going to pay off. You better believe it, man. It's going to pay off like you'll never believe, okay? And by the way, we're the highest value male on this planet. The men of the Lord, the men of this truth, the hopeful elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the highest value male there is.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations for the hopeful elect, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. And what I want to get into today, all right, is respond to a lesson done by the brother out of Chicago. I can't think of the brother's name now, all right, but this is channel GMS, austere man. You know, subscribe and be edified. You know, very consistent brother. You know, wise brother. Always just giving good advice. You know, and in the spirit. You know, so I want to go into this topic. You know, as you know, the brother channel, the GMS austere man. Okay, this truth, you know, is about us, you know, becoming men in a society where men, all right, grow up in this patriarch and never fully develop. You know, you have a lot of, you know, men that are of adult age, okay, but still have very childish, all right, very childish mindset and mannerism. You know, and this society caters to that. You know, undeveloped adults in general, men and women. Okay, but mainly speaking of the men. All right, that's why Scripture says when we come into the truth to remember ourselves men. Okay, and as we become men, all right, we should be becoming more responsible, more reliable. Okay, in our day to day. You know, better decision making. We all make bonehead decisions, and you know, you go through a phase of, you know, trial and error. Okay, but as men, you know, there has to come a point to where we become skillful in how we move. You know, we should be becoming skillful. All right, and when this knowledge transcends, you know, just teaching a lesson. Okay, or just having, you know, spiritual talk with brothers. Okay, this wisdom and knowledge could be applied in real time. Okay, and it's not going to prevent, you know, because the Lord, you know, He's going to chasten His men. Okay, and He's going to cause, you know, things to, you know, to go left. Okay, for chastening and refining. All right. But we should be becoming more and more skillful in how we live as men. Okay? More and more proactive, you know, as men. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, you know, and I'm going to touch on some points, the Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters are edified.
Today's lesson is going to be prompted by, you know, an issue that was going on in the camp, dealing with a guy who was now is on the other side, and this guy was told many times what he should be doing, what needs to be the focus, what needs to be important, and he wasn't doing. Now I'm saying this to say this, saying that to say this, that we're not here to babysit, man. All right, especially for brothers in camps and in groups, man, because certain camps and groups have certain requirements, man, right? And if you're going to be a part of a certain camp or certain group, you got to live up to certain requirements, man, you know, especially when you first coming in, you're trying to get up on a level, or that should be the understanding in your mind. I'm trying to get up on a level. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to obtain more wisdom and really build myself a sturdy foundation. So when trouble does come, I'll be able to withstand that trouble, right? But ultimately, you got to ask yourself, why are you here, man? And that goes for everybody, not just the example of this guy I was using to start this video off with. But it goes with everybody. You got to really examine the why, man. Would you be here if your best friend in the camp wasn't here? Would you be here if a certain elder fell out, right? Would you be here, or I'm not just going to say be here. Would you be making videos? Would you be studying? Would you be attending certain, camp meetings if people wasn't constantly on your back, right? That's another one. Someone having to be constantly on your back for you to do certain things. These are questions you have to ask yourself. Why are you here? Do you really believe this? All right? Because all those questions are very important, because you can only fake the funk for so long, and ultimately you're really just wasting your own time.
So I want to, touch on those points. The main one being, if someone wasn't steady riding, you be doing, what's required. Someone wasn't riding us, well, we be doing what's required, and the precepts, all right, the teachings of Yahushua, they speak, to these things. This is Matthew 6 and 21. It said, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Okay, so whatever you treasure, okay, whatever is valuable in your sight, that's where your mind is going to be. One thing about it, you don't have to remind people to do things that they want to do. You don't have to remind grown folks to do what they want to do things that they want to do. When we was in the world and we treasured smoking weed, okay, chasing women, okay, trying to chase money and get clout, we didn't have to be reminded of those things. Okay, we was always scheming and plotting, okay, on how to bring that about. We will go above beyond, staying up late, okay, buying outfits, just to increase our chances of getting some play. Okay, going to and fro, all right, looking for weed, all right, because that's something that we treasure, whatever you was into. Okay, I remember when I played sports, I didn't have to be reminded, okay, about practice, that I valued it. I didn't have to be reminded, okay, about watching, the games and keeping up with the players. We knew, some of us knew the players. We knew the roster on every team. NFL, NBA, we knew the whole roster. Okay? So, at the end of the day, when someone treasures something or values something, okay, that's where their mind is at. It's going to show. You see, people actions show what they value. The mouth can say anything. Okay? Words, that's why Yahushua even said, all right, it's that book, Mark chapter 7. All right, this is the book of Mark chapter 7, verse 6. He says, he answered me and said unto them, well have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, which is their mind. Okay? And you have a lot of our people, especially when you go into Christianity, that's pretty much the culture of Christianity, is just to have these confessions of how much you love the Lord, in song and dance, and you go through your day-to-day speaking about the Lord. Okay? But then when it comes to what the Lord requires, okay, then that's when Christians back away from the table. When it comes to the things that the Lord really requires, the standard, the discipline that's required in the scriptures, okay, is when a lot of people step away from the table. All right, even those that know they're Israelites. When it comes to the discipline of the scriptures, that's when a lot of people, get offended. You see, because when you had worldly desires, they really didn't require discipline. Okay, and you pretty much, lived off your own accord. We lived off our own accord. Okay, but now, when you got to constantly remind somebody, that's a sign that they don't care. You don't have to remind people about the things that they care about. Okay? When a woman, when it's a man that she's into, when it's the type of man that she's into, she'll change her behavior. She'll humble down. She'll try her best to be compatible if it's a man that she's into. Okay? If you got to beg her to do this and do that, she's really not into it like that. You got to pull teeth, to try to get her to do what you require. She's really not into it like that, man. Okay? Just being honest. Okay? What you have to remind people to do on a consistent basis, they really don't care about it. All right? And it's showing. Okay? This is why, we have to always go by actions and not by words. Okay? What you treasure, all right? What you treasure, that's where your heart is going to be, your mind is going to be. Okay? So go read back Mark 7:6. It says, he answered and said unto them, where have Isaiah prophesied? Isaiah prophesied of you, hypocrites. As it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And see, it's only so far you'll go, when you're just putting on the front. That's why Jacob Trouble is going to see, the time of chaos is going to see who's acting and who's serious, man. This is when we're all going to be tested to see, how bad we really want it. Okay? If we sincerely want this thing, or we've been faking the funk, Jacob Trouble is going to reveal all. Okay? There's going to be the test, all right, that's going to separate, all right, the true believers, okay, from the fakers, man. You see? And at the end of the day, as we're becoming men of faith, all right, as we always get, let's get this. We got, I think, 2 more. Is it 2 Corinthians 13? There was another, yeah, we'll get that one too. It's Philippians 2. All right, Philippians 2:12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not in my presence only, but how much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yeah, so the Apostle Paul is pretty much saying, you should be, you should know what to do. It gets to a point to where we all know what's required, man. We all know what we need to do. We all know, that there's adjustments we need to make. We should know when we're lacking in the spirit. We should know when, okay, hey, it's time to fast, man. It's time to separate. It's time to anchor down. I need to work on this weakness, man. My spirit is low. Okay? Spiritual maintenance. It's to the point to where we should know these things, man. Okay? Not just in the presence of in the fellowship. You fellowship, and then, you just highly, we just highly spiritual guru, when we in the fellowship, but in our day to day, okay, people, there's no difference between us and the world. We move on, day to day, your schedule is based like on the schedule of somebody from the world, man. There's no discipline. There's no, real sacrifice, Well, now, as Apostle Paul said, wherefore, my beloved, that you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but how much more in my absence. Okay? We get to the point in this faith where no one should have to stand over us, man. And micromanage us in the spirit. Okay? Well, like I said, we all go through low points. All right, but you see that pattern should be diminishing, man. Like a good servant. All right, he gets to the point to where he's proactive, and he has things already laid out. A woman that's really into you, she's learning you, and you don't have to speak much. She's already on point. She already, she's really into learning how you move, so she already knows what you require. That's the chemistry, of a good husband, all right, and the wife. They develop that chemistry to where the verbal communication, it doesn't have to be expressed, okay, but the expectation is already known. And that's how we want to be with Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai. Okay? We shouldn't have to get into 20 car wrecks, for the Lord to get our attention, man. Okay? We shouldn't have to get into 20 fights at the bar, for the Lord to get our attention, man. Broke leg, broke collarbone, and then maybe I should sit down somewhere, Like, nah, man, we should, peep, what the Lord is saying, what the Spirit is saying, and move accordingly. Okay? So let's go here, because in this society, it's all about doing what you want to do, how you feel. Okay? But as we mature in the faith, how we feel is not even in the equation. Okay? When it comes to our duty. All right, I believe that's is it 1 Corinthians 9? It's 1 Corinthians 9:16. It says, for though I preach the gospel, okay, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. So yeah, we preach this gospel, okay, and we have nothing to boast about, nothing to glory about, because we're doing what's required. We're handling our responsibility as men of the Lord. Okay? And you have some Jake that preach, and every time they preach, they want a trophy, they want a pat on the back. Okay? They want a tip. Okay? The Patreon. Okay? But we're not doing this, all right, for boast and a carnal reward. Okay? Like, nah, this is serious business, edifying the church, man. Building up the believers, man. That's serious business. Okay? And the reward is that our people are changing. Our people are really believing in Yahweh Shai. Men and women are really converting to righteousness. That's the reward, man. Okay, and that's another thing. If you took away, all these views, if everybody that was teaching, okay, only got 5 to 10 views a video, okay, no comments, but the church is still being edified. All right, because most people that watch for entertainment anyway. All right, only about 10% of your subscribers are, sincere, But if you took away all these subscribers and, only 5 to 10, 20, let's say 100 at the most, all right, was watching each video, okay? Say you wasn't getting, any comments on the comment board, Okay, if you wasn't getting the Patreon, every time you teach, how many men will still teach? Okay, if you wasn't getting clout, from teaching this word, how many men will still teach? And that's something, hey, we gotta consider. Okay, that's why sometimes the Lord, He'll cause your channel, and as a man, because you want this word to go out, in the spirit, you want it, the scripture speak about the mouth of the wise desire, the learned ear, roughly paraphrase. I think that's in Proverbs or Sirach, but just the how the mouth of the wise desire, the learned ear, a learning ear. Okay, because you understand how beneficial this word is, so you want as many, people to get it as possible. Not for the sake of glory and boasting in ourselves, man, but for the benefit, of the body. Okay, so the Lord calls, these channels. You might have subscribers, and you have your little community, of believers, and y'all building. And then the Lord, allow that channel to get a strike. Now you got a backup channel. Okay. Well, yesterday you was getting, a few hundred views. Live screen, packed. Okay, but now you can't even go live anymore. And then you go on pre-record and you only getting 5 to 10 views. Okay. Hey, that's an integrity check, man. Okay, to see, okay, I'm gonna take this away. You still gonna teach with that same, that same diligence. Okay, you still gonna have, that same, mindset, that same dedication. Okay, sometimes he calls them challenge to get, terminated. All right, it's all a test. Okay, it's all to see where we at, man. Okay, because there's a lot of men, if you took away the money, the clout, the fame that they have garnered from teaching, okay, I highly doubt that they will be here, man. Okay, and the Lord gonna see what's our real motivation in the times to come. Okay, verse 17, it says, "For if I do this willingly, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me." Let's read this in the NLT. "If I were doing this on my own initiative, I would deserve payment. But I have no choice, for the Most High have given me this sacred trust." So it's not a thing about how we feel. A lot of times we don't feel like, teaching. We don't feel like studying and researching. We don't feel, we want to do what we want to do. But nah, as we mature, because as adults, okay, ain't no such thing as I don't feel like paying this bill. I don't feel like going and get groceries. I don't feel, you can't. Our feelings have nothing to do with this, man. Okay, it's about what's required. Okay. And as we mature, hey, there's certain things, there are certain times that we don't feel it, but that's what discipline comes in, because it's easy to do something when we're motivated and we're inspired. We just got to do watching the, video on YouTube, and then you run outside and go run. Okay, you're inspired. But what about the days you're not inspired to run? You're not inspired to work out. You're not inspired to eat a particular way. Okay? Just going, from that perspective. Okay? Discipline kicks in when there's no motivation. Okay? When you're feeling a certain type of way. Discipline kicks in, all right, and makes us perform our duties, man. Okay? So, that's the point. Just wanted to bring that out. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters was edified. Till next time I say shalom.